Off on rotation as well, right before the launch pad. Him and Jarvis now going to be moving up tilt. We'll see if he can pick up anything. Both players putting in the same amount of work as they find their own lair to pop off on.
Yeah, and you can see there Tilt actually utilizing the slipstream as cover. Did you see he was kind of floating down beside it because he recognized that there were players in front of him, and you can do that. They will block shots. It's a form of natural cover, so very, very high IQ play coming out of FaZe Tilt. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Exactly. It's all about being dynamic, seeing that 1 second decision and taking less than a second to confirm that decision. It saves you match, saves you health, saves you a lot of things. And now you can utilize that position, that advantage on HP, just as Tilt's doing here. Some shots coming in, but that reload, unfortunately, being something that stops him from the eliminations. Their top is going to get dropped down as they drop down as well. Tilt, Jarvis getting stuck in his own pyramid. Shadow bombs coming out. Luckily, someone did edit a door as they both jump out, hopefully sticking together. One of the big things duos have is getting lost on these rotation solo items where there's one person in a ball, one person in the shadow. But by week 10, this is where people are kind of used to everything. They've practiced with it a lot, and they just pop off. Tilt now looking for any angles with that heavy sniper to follow up with. Not sure where Jarvis is for the moment. 26 duels left alive as we get, or 26 players left alive, excuse me, as we get towards the placement points. Dart getting picked up from the backside of the zone. Tilt's going to be moving through, taking a bit of zone damage off of that as well. Will it be worth it? He's going to lose a lot of shield too, blocking someone off. Jarvis very low, gets eliminated. 15 duels now left alive, so Tilt did pick up those placement points along with a few Elam points as Rex gets picked up as well. And it's coming down, not his floor though, on the edge of Storm. Destroyer carnage on the backside of zone as he destroys his opposition. Bumboy going down towards Stinks. Destroyer actually almost makes it out but falls to the Storm. Landon and Cortex on height now. Crayon going to be moving around a lot of different layers available, but it's actually kind of unique, Pookie. The height is not too high at the moment. What does that kind of spell for the rest of the game for those mid and low ground tarps?
I mean, it's much easier for them to know and recognize who is on high ground at that point, but they have to be very careful because it does not take much for Cortex or Landon to just make the play and make the decision to drop down. We talked about this a little bit earlier on. You know, these players on NA West, they are vying for one spot. So you're going to see these plays just like this where Cortex makes that split decision to just take out the box. That player does fall down. That was Flair. He is out of this game. We have a few people still in mid ground, but we have Landon down at the bottom with Aldum. Aldum is by himself. He is by himself. Lucas got taken out earlier, so Synergy Aldum just by himself here. It is going to be a 2v1. Shy, we've seen it so many times before. Call this one.
Cortex and Landon on the top side of this Storm. It is the 9th circle, so it will be closing out in about 50 seconds here. Can Aldum pull this together? He does have the mats, but can the mats survive the spray? Landon now going for a few angles, but Aldum sensing that drops down another layer. This is his last layer though. Dodging that combat shotgun shot. Landon taking a little bit of zone damage and receiving some damage from Aldum in return as well. Cortex now has to be the brains of this group as he has the most shield. Will he drop down first? Will Landon play insurance? No, they're going to send Landon down. Nope, they're going down together actually, playing off of edits. Aldum finally taking 50 shots to his shields. His shields drop down. The 2v1 just perfectly played there. Did lose a little bit of HP on the initial push, but at the end of the day, these guys clean it up. Very nice janitorial services, and they get through with that game. Very dope.
Very well played by those two. We've seen it time and time again. You know, I love duos just because they're so dynamic, but every time we see the 2v1, my heart just sinks. I feel for that solo player. I've been in that position so many times myself. Your heart is pounding, the blood is pumping, but no time for that. We are taking a look at Ghost, Aiden, and Ghost Sean. Aiden participating in the Pro-Am this past weekend. I had the opportunity to talk with him, and you know, just a great guy all around. I love to see him in these qualifiers doing well, and he is going to actually be pushing forward and pressuring this box here. There are two players inside of it. He makes the edit. He gets the shot off of Refined. Refined goes down, and Ghost Aiden coming in with the cleanup there and says, you know what? Where's your partner?
Exactly.
I'm gonna look for him. Aiden smells blood right now, and he gets Espaz. Espaz is gone. Aiden making quick work of the edits, just the flicks absolutely incredible player, deserves everything. Aiden, I love you.
Absolutely. He's using this cool trick that you can, I think, only do on controller for the moment. So one advantage to them where they can actually shoot and wall replace at the same time because their button functionality is a little bit different from the PC players. So him using that twice to actually take the advantage of those opponents' walls, you know, ping might be a factor, might not be, but very, very smart knowledge there, knowing when to use those tricks, when they can be a bit too overbearing. He cleans it up though very, very nicely, gets some easy shots as Arkram now is he's gonna be up top in the leaderboards actually with Falconer as well. We'll see if they can pop off at this moment. 42 points for them. They have the Chug Splash, 6 minis, 2 Shadow Bombs as well. So they're sitting very, very nice on rotational items, but Arkram is rocking that tac shotgun, obviously not a combat, might hurt him on those long range engagements when he needs to follow up if he can't use his heavy AR. We'll see what these guys can do on this low ground.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of players opting for the combat shotgun over the tactical shotgun just because, like you said, for range it is a little bit better, but slight falling to Arkram there, just a few quick shots with his heavy AR, just taking him out there completely. Falconer kind of just hanging out back. I think he knows that Prequel is there. He understood that 100%, getting the edit out, and Plart, Prequel's partner, is staying back there as well. So let's see if Falconer and Arkram go for the engagement here. They've already got a little bit of damage inflicted on them, but it looks as though they are opting at this point to maybe just disengage for now.
Absolutely. They're also really, really good on mats on this low ground tarp as well, so they could tunnel in if they wanted to. They do have rotation as well. Aiden and Sean are going to be controlling that mid to high ground section. Sean now busting out 30 HP taken from Storm. Will it be worth it? Will his position rule at the end of the day? We'll see him trying to fight for height. Pyramid's up, going to stick with the mid ground layer. A person in his box as Sean goes down to Valifen. Valifen going to be finishing up that elimination. Aiden now looking out, going to be playing this game solo. As you said, it's so hard, but they've done work in the lobby already, Pookie. 8 eliminations available or taken from them from the server. Punisher also in this game as well, so a lot of high ranked on the leaderboards individuals. We'll see how it all pans out. Aiden now on his last smoke on the 6th Storm. Now he's gonna have to use his brains, his understanding of when to pressure, his knowledge on how people are rotating on the map. Right now looking for a horizontal peak, a lot of shield damage coming out. No defense from Prequel. He goes down. Aiden picking up the duo. Plart and Prequel both falling to his Tommy gun spray, his patented Tommy gun spray as well. He's gonna see if he can get one more peek out. No, now on rotation. Pressure versus positioning here is the question of the game. That trap blocking a sight line as well as that metal goes straight to opaque from see-through. Landjock, Punisher actually going down from that duo. Landjock taking a bunch of storm damage but phases up one tier of tarp. He's gonna be easily surviving this moment, but will he be able to live a little bit longer with that less of HP?
Yeah, and it looks like Aiden is going to take this moment to maybe just try and get a big shield off. He isn't going to be able to. The storm is right at his back. He did take 10 damage there, so he's going to be very careful. He needs to get a siphon here. He needs to get some kind of knock, and he does. He gets it on Smooth. Shy Smooth falls down. Aiden breaks out of the box with 75 HP. He is rushing forward. He has the mats. He can keep doing this. He needs to keep going. He needs to try and get himself healed up, and this is exactly the play that I wanted to see coming out of Aiden right now, using the campfire to get that a little bit more effective health. He wasn't unfortunately able to get any shields off. He is going to really have to try and get some time to get those 3 big shields, or 2 rather, added to his name if he wants any shot at lasting in this game right now.
Absolutely. Shields are a big privilege in these endgame circles. Health is what most people love to have. We'll see if he can get those big shields off, playing with a classic loadout as Falconer misses a quick snipe but catches himself with that redeploy. He also has a heavy sniper available, which is not reloaded at the moment, but doesn't need to be, as the combat is the main player of his loadout at the moment. Another redeploy catch coming in, gonna make him a very, very sneaky and infamous coming in from the backside of the zone. Finally catches up to Arkram, gonna be looking for shots. Again, they own all the walls. The walls see and hear everything these duels are doing, and they're calling back saying, give me elims, it's my turn now.
It's
boom.
My turn for elims. Falconer there using his shields to get himself healed up. We see Aiden unfortunately going down. His reign in this game is over. We have a cow at the very top, ultimate high ground, and here we have Arkram and Falconer down ultimate low ground, utilizing their builds to try and get those edits out. recognizing where there's opponent right on the other side of that wall. They're going to make the edit. They do. They make the edit. This is why it's so powerful to build out like that when you're on ultimate low ground. You need to be tarping like that because you have all the control, Shy.
I believe Epic Will was also fourth, and he goes down when we last checked up on the leaderboards. Unfortunately, Falconer and Arkram, though, are both going to be alive in this end game, as it is, and it looks like a 1v1, v2 at the moment. LV going up. Arkram, Falconer going to retain that high ground. We'll see if they can close this game out. Falconer dropping down as Arkram stays up top. LV in a box, but gets bopped as he falls all the way down. Doesn't look like he had any mats left for that one, or maybe he fell down to the pressure. Very, very clean win from Falconer there.
Very, very clean indeed. Falconer and Arkram pulling out 11 eliminations, securing themselves that victory royale. Congratulations to those two. We are just getting started with these NA West games. They are on fire in this region right now. Bala, have you been watching?
I have. We're about halfway through NA West, and that is just a presentation of why Falconer and Arkram are at the top of leaderboards and why they've already qualified. Zeke, we've got some stuff to look at, some highlights, some breakdowns from those last 4 games.
For sure, my man. Let's take a look at Bolt, Johnny, and Dottie. This dynamic duo, I mean, they just represent what you should be doing here, right? Like, this is going to be the skill gap you're looking to achieve all the time. You know, we've heard from several players as far as like 12-hour days of nothing but Fortnite. And this is what this translates to, right? Bolt, Johnny, and Dottie together, they're just maintaining high ground, tearing through players in these late game circles. Now we're gonna be watching them through until a victory royale here. And just watch, you know, you can see a lot of team coordination, knowing when to tarp, when to have your dual partner apply pressure. And you see Dottie there on Johnny's left, and he just continuing team fire, right? And in this moment, Johnny's like, all right, I need to tarp out, keep our momentum going. We cannot be stopping for anything. We have to be ready to move. And again, just knowing how to navigate fights, knowing how to isolate enemies and lock them down. It's very important, especially in these moments, right? Like, you make a simple mistake and it's going to cost you. Here, they just get the drop and shut the player down. Massive victory out for them. Now, Cortex and Landon here, similar kind of situation in the late game. We saw not that long ago, just the way they kind of terrorize this entire lobby. And this is almost a textbook win, right? They're in a 2v1 right now. Cortex taking the lead, Landon trying to split attention there for just a moment, just to distract the enemy players. But of course, now we get to take a look at the standings.
Yeah, so Arkram and Falconer with that win that we just saw, pushing themselves up to 61 points. But of course, this duo is already qualified. So right now, it's Epic Whale and 40R Storm who are getting that one spot that they need. And of course, this duo is kind of a last-minute change, right? We usually see Epic Whale with Sealmat, but 40R Storm and Epic Whale have qualified in solo. So who knows? Maybe this is the formula that you need to get to New York and NA West.
Yeah, I mean, they're making it work for them, right? Sitting here in second place with the 49 points. And don't forget, there is only the single spot. So if they stay just below Falconer and Arkram, that means they could potentially qualify. But don't forget, we've only got a handful of games played, right? You said it best. We're halfway through, but there's still anyone could jump up, right? Look at from 49 down to 42. That's a 7-point differential. That's just one good game. Hitting top 5 will net you the difference there, right?
And again, this spot really is not counted. Obviously, they're doing the best. They're going to get that #1 spot in the prize money, but this is all what we're talking about. I mean, 49 to 42, you just said it, 7 points. That's nothing. That really isn't anything at all. But some of these other guys as well, we just talked about Dade and Johnny. We broke down that win. They're at 43 right now. They've got 3 games played, so they're starting to heat up a little bit, and that's typically what we see from them. Zeke, they always start at the top of the leaderboard early, but then end up falling down slightly a little bit. We also want to take a moment to check out, you know, what's going on the socials, Zeke.
Yes, so in case that you maybe didn't hear, we actually have a new Twitter handle that is FN Competitive. Check it out. That is going to be your go-to for all things Fortnite competitive going on in the future. Check it out. Send it a follow. We'll constantly be posting updates of things coming up. We've got Trios tournament, Fortnite World Cup Finals. This is all going to be like the new one-stop shop.
Yeah, it's
one-stop shop.
I don't know.
I think that's right.
One-stop shop. You got it.
Yeah,
we'll got it. Hey, there's
anyway,
clips, everything there. I've been checking it out all day. It's awesome. You got to throw it a follow. But with that, we need to get back into the games. We're going to throw it over back to Shy Wager and Pookie.
Thank you, Bala.
Don't mind us. We're just over here playing around with filters on our phone. It's actually hilarious. I didn't hear anything Zeke just said there. Doesn't really matter, probably. But hopping right back into these NA West games, we're looking at Corey right now and his duo partner, Brogstar. We saw them play a little bit earlier. These guys look like they have a ton of synergy, but you know, I suppose you're going to get that when you are playing together for 12 hours a day. And just a little bit of a side note here, I just got word that Corey was actually a golden ticket winner. He did play in the Creative Showdown at on the games this weekend. He was on the Little Whip team, so kudos to him for, you know, showing up and saying, you know what, I can play more than just creative games. I've got this competitive edge in me as well.
Absolutely. Back when TwitchCon was a thing, I actually think I had a conversation with Corey. We were about to duo for a second, but the regional difference with him being West and me being East kind of blocked that entire engagement out. He has been grinding for a long time, though. A little bit of name changes going out here and there as well, but, you know, always saying OG to that broccoli start from the get-go. He's going to be kind of having some trouble on mid-ground here, so we'll see if he can actually own up and get height. He is going to be solo duo now. Jaeyoung going up for a quick elim, getting blocked, but his duo comes in from the sky Batman style and breaks in through the skylight, picking up that next elimination as well, saving the time from that engagement. That's a big thing, especially when you're fighting on these big mid and high ground layers. The more time you take, the more your fight expands, the more you get into risky positions, the more you can get into trouble. So Jaeyoung and his duo just playing that timing perfectly, and now have a nice perch to set up on Pookie. We'll see if they can find any angles when they're looking out up top.
Yeah, and just to your point, Shai, actually, now that you mention it, you know, ever since the introduction of the combat shotgun and the pump being vaulted, you know, I feel like engagements are lasting a little bit longer. You're not getting the one-shot pump shotgun to the face anymore and ending engagements really just like that. So, you know, an excellent point to bring up there, and just really recognizing that, you know, engagement time does matter, especially when you get into these late zones and having to rotate into the next. Trying to get your opponents taken out as quickly and as efficiently as possible is key.
Yeah, I can feel that combat nerf there, as well as those shots hit for about a total collective of 15 damage, usually hitting for a lot more. Maximo might be frustrated at that, but he does have a lot of mats and 3 elims going on to this stick circle rotation. We'll see if he can grab height as he 90s up, blocking off the competition. Very smart placements of floors as he moves up as well from tier to tier of height. He's going to start focusing down on the backside of Storm. That's instinct to a lot of good players at this moment now. 10 weeks of practice, you know exactly where to look when you're done rotating. Maximo now going up for that big call to take out this whole mid-ground layer. Can they find shots on this newly builded brick now? We'll see if he can get into a better vantage point. Psych looks like he might have died to the Storm, or got eliminated to the Storm when these guys were moving in. He got a little bit of a damage tag on him there. Maximo doing a really good job of keeping a track and eye on everyone in the Storm circle or in the zone at the moment.
Yeah, and Jaeyoung actually doing a really great job of tarping beside Maximo, making sure that where they're walking right now, because they are an ultimate high, is completely reinforced and they don't need to worry about being shot down. Maximo having a little bit of trouble here getting out of this Storm, does take 2 ticks of Storm damage, but does recover nicely, hits for 15. There isn't going to get a knock or an elimination, but it doesn't matter because Jaeyoung and Maximo are on maximum height. But look at Howl going up there in the baller, just maybe making a play for high ground, but maybe trying to pose as a little bit of a distraction against these two. Unfortunately, Howl does have to be careful because those ballers don't have as much health as they used to. Jaeyoung raining down shots at this point. They aren't really going to be getting anything right now. They need to do something at this point. There are still 16 players alive. They only have 5 eliminations between the two of them, which is great, but there is only 1 spot, Shy, so every point matters. These guys need to be fragging right now.
Absolutely, and pop-off games are always a thing as well, so you got to be playing the best you can on each game, and the best is good for Maximo as he gets a nice 3-tap off in the air, getting that elimination. A quick wall replace edit with pressure, a rift available, but he decides not to actually take the rift as well, holding height for his duo to come back down and then possibly looking back up for the beam. Just high IQ plays here as white damage is on his enemies. Devi goes down, 60 hertz not being enough to let him see the right play. Jaeyoung moving around, 7 elims for this duo together. Still more people rifted up in the air. A gift from Devi there, that rift that just allowed these guys to get that high tier, once again taking out all those high ground mid tarps. Gibby and Temple now on that high mid tarp as well, moving in. Pookie, they've got so much healing and a rift on deck as well. How would you segment out using this stuff near the end of the game?
Well, at this point, what I would be doing, they're doing it perfectly. They should be popping minis and then using the Chug Splash there to get themselves each up as high as they possibly can. Each one of those are healing for 20 HP, and it does have that area of effect. So using that as soon as you can is going to be great. But I like to see that they are able to actually take out a player as well. So Jaeyoung does take a little bit of damage, but he is going to get the 50 siphon off of that. It will bring him back up to 200 HP. Maximo and Jaeyoung looking very strong right now, taking out another player, absolutely just bodying these players in this lobby.
You talk about Maximo, he's playing at the maximum potential at the moment from this high ground. Nevelak at the bottom with Pash. Looks like it's going to be a classic 2v2, but Jaeyoung has that momentum at the moment. Pash going to be looking for some shots, not being able to connect too much at the moment. Nevelak getting knocked down. Pash in a 1v1 now. Jaeyoung going for the finish. Both players actually going for the finishes for their respective HP. He's taking a lot of shield damage. Doesn't look like he has any more mats to use. Pash up top. Jaeyoung using that backup rift. Is it the right decision? We'll find out in just a moment. Any tree to land on, anything. Jaeyoung taking a lot of shots. Does he have a landing spot? 1 second left. The Chug Splashes coming in. Is it enough? Pash hit the storm. Oh my lord. Jaeyoung, the last second clutch. The Chug Splashes, the third time we've seen it today, and probably the most clutch we've seen it as well, as he gets the top spot. Most IQ I've seen in a high ground hold ever from any region so far today. Holy moly guacamole.
Holy moly guacamole indeed. That was absolutely wild. Recognizing that he still had those 2 utility slots that he hadn't used, the Rift to go and the Chug Splash, playing that perfectly. Somebody needs to clip that on stream. Please shout it out to me or Shy at PookieFace #Fortnite World Cup. I want that one to go on my little wall of clips that I have on my desktop at home, because that was amazing.
Yeah, not only using that rift to relocate, but then popping off those Chug Splashes as well, isolated. Talking about isolated now, Vibes finding someone on the low ground as well, once again utilizing these vertical positionings that happen. A trap coming down, looks like it takes out the ball that Kickback had, or the ball that was in their turtle at the moment. More focus coming down in the same place they got an elimination earlier. This is smart, as they know someone is going to be going for that loot. They can use it kind of as a set trap or bait for people to come in and see. Slipstream's still up and alive right now. You think anyone can catch them as they're moving around? Rexy's and actually taking a little bit of damage going through.
Yeah, and there's so much building here. You know, if you do want to utilize the slipstream, you could possibly do it and land on top of any one of these players' builds. But really nobody in there right now. We're taking a look at Iota, and we have Vectical here as well, looking very, very good. And like, they do have that new proximity grenade launcher. How are you feeling about that item so far in the game?
So the Proxim launcher is very interesting just because it does pack such a wallop, but at the same time takes an essential slot that everyone already has, you know, determined for their playstyle and their, you know, building, their rotations. So at the moment, although it is a very strong item, it's very situational, and you do have to give up, you know, say smokes, a heavy sniper, stuff that's been true and tested. It still is a very new item, in my opinion. Duos have been using it to turn tides, but at the same time, you know, which duos are we not seeing, because they do get eliminated at some point in the game. Just like right now, you see Iota going up with Vectical at the moment. 2 Shadows and a Proxim launcher still available at the moment. Will they get the wall replaced? A Stink, no, Chug Splash is coming down as his duo holds. This is a very dynamic fight. An edit coming through. Angel coming up with the pop, but does finally go down as he gets picked off. The Spire goes down as well. Now Iota has to move out by himself. Unfortunately, his duo does go down in that engagement, but they do pick up those 2 Elam points. So will that be worth it going forward? Would it be better for both of them to stay alive for placement, or would it be better for those Elam points to come through and then the possibility of a solo person playing for placement? Pookie, what do you think?
I mean, Iota certainly has his work cut out from him. There's still so many players left in this lobby. I think at this point he is in mid-ground, so if he can lay low for a little while, hope that these other players kind of take each other out, eliminate each other, he can kind of sneak in under the radar. If he does opt to go for placement points, that would probably be his best play. But here we are looking at Dade again. Johnny is still alive as well. 46 points so far on the leaderboard. for these boys. They also have 3 eliminations between the 2 of them. I am waiting for these guys to pop off.
They're almost at their natural element. High ground is where these guys perform. We saw it last game. They're so good at just looking down, just like this. Getting popped. Not just looking left and right. 23.76 ping won't be enough for that individual to stay alive. Favs now fighting for height, decides to slow down. Him and his duo actually look like they're up there. No, that is a fight happening. A lot of rifters now coming down left and right. Golden up top. We'll see if he can stay shiny while he looks at everyone else down in the server. A lot of people still rifting. Looks like the both boys are up top as well. Not sure where Johnny is. He's right below Dottie, actually. A lot of hard mats now being used. It's going to be very hard for people to just pickaxe in the boxes. It's going to take a little bit more time. Once again, now they're going to be choosing to stay on mid-ground, not fighting for height just yet. They do have a lot of mats, so maybe they're waiting for the rest of the lobby to use all their mats in these fights, then take it. 90's coming in now. We'll see if Dottie can go up top. Johnny already up there. He's going to be adjusting his path left and right. Not only does this give him the movement option, but the angles for the shots as well, as he's going to be sneaking behind using enemy builds, finally catching up on the backside. A big 130 shot going down on Golden, all the way getting dropped to bronze now. Unfortunate for him. Shots getting up, down, or from up, getting shot from up, top, down low now. This is where these guys have that insane accuracy. What do you make of this huge build?
Well, look at what happened. So Johnny was completely separated from Dottie in that position. He was at 50 HP. Dottie absolutely just cranking the 90s, working his way up the side of that mountain to get up to Johnny, ends up taking out players on his way and then utilizing those chug splashes to heal his partner up. That is the duo partner you want.
Absolutely. You want someone that can support you, but also attack. You know, protect, attack.
Protect, attack, gives health back.
Absolutely. That was sick. I'm not gonna lie. That was really good. 200 max left now. As more elims come up top, it's just relaxed for these guys. Another day in the park, another walk on the beach. It's just easy comings for them. Shots getting shot up from the bottom side now, but since they are on brick, it's going to be nice and supported. Oh, Geo, oh no, taking a lot of storm damage coming in from a launch pad. Sometimes you do have to dip in the storm to make sure you don't take any shots. He finally goes down. Now it looks like it's a 2v2v1 as Prolo and Pear are looking up and down, very dynamic, looking for all the elims. Fruity finally goes down as Prolo challenges height, kind of buying Pear time to see if he can see anything from the down low, kind of baiting Johnny and Dade up. Prolo and Pear now going to be looking side by side, not staying in the same box. Smart stuff, so the pressure isn't applied to both duos at the same time. They do look a little bit stressed on mats, though. If this shot keeps happening from up top, the pressure does not stop. They've actually, Johnny and Dade confirmed so many elims and then got the first from the mats. We'll see if that will hold true. Johnny finally getting dropped. Prolo goes for a shot, does not connect. They're both in storm. Prolo goes down. Dade up top, has to stay on a campfire. Pear, if he gets this elim, can get a second, but it doesn't go through the both boys. Back to back, popping off. Just easy comings, easy games.
I said they had to pop off.
Yeah.
And they did. I mean, I don't want to say it was because of me, but it was probably actually not because of me.
Is that chug splash?
It was me and possibly also their skill and mechanical plays in the game. But, you know, here we are hopping into the next game. I don't really even know what I'm saying today. I think I have the Z curse or something like that. I'm saying random things and just kind of going with it. But here we have, is it Bo QT?
Yeah, it looks like it's Bo QT and
Bo QT and
やばくない？普通にレベル高すぎでしょ。最近ホテルマジでグレート。感度めちゃめちゃ変えたんですよ僕。DPI 12000から DPI800 にして感度 0.120 にしたんですよね。分かる人少ないと思うんですけど、まあロー戦士ですね。振り向き大体どれだろう。俺にとってはこれがロー戦士と思う。もうちょっと少ないかもしれない。1、0、0ぐらいがいいかな。あ、そうやな、こんぐらいかな。うん。 習めちゃめちゃ下ってるな。やばいな。ちょっとだってやばすぎる。嘘だ。やばい。帰ってきたよ。感度が全然違うな。いややっぱ1これかな。もうこれが一番いいかもしれない、正直。なんかさ、床が置けるようになってきて。なんかさ、マイクおかしくね？どのマイク拾ってる？これ。こっちの音拾ってっかな、下手したら。これの設定どこ？いや、こいつの音拾ってる。カメラの音拾ってるよ、多分。これどうやってやんだ？いやー、マイクの音拾っちゃった。やっぱり、キャプチャーの方拾ってる。やってんな、これ。待ってな、マイクか。設定かな。こっちかな。こっちの方かな。どうかわかんないけど。サウンド。俺やっぱ拾ってるわ、こっちの方。こっちのデバイスのプロパティ。ちゃうんだよな。マイク違うんだよな。なんかさ、これ、こっち拾っちゃうんだよな。こっちなんで、こっち拾ってほしい。オッケー。こっち拾ってくれたよ。嘘でしょ？何した俺？ あ、やばい。あ、やったわ。待って、やった。嘘っしょ。待って。大丈夫ですよ。ちょっと待って。やばい。なんかやらかした。あれ聞こえてる声。まあいいや、もうこれでやるしかないな。ちょっと何がなんだかわかんないけど。お願いします。もうね、聞こえてる。よかった。押してくれると。レガールショーできてんだ。言ってやろう。このまま君を連れて行くと待って。
ごめん、成功くないよ。じゃあ見つかったっていうことで。マロリーどうやってやろ
いいけど、今配信中なんだよ。
分かった。
なんだこのクソマップ。
英語練習でやって
こんなこうやってる。ごめん。
俺さ、あれだよね。耳って消えてよね。耳って消えてよね。
何それ。最低だろお前。一回戦おうぜ。武器出してくんね、ここに。武器出さないの？
撃たれるっていうね。
何言ってんの？クソゲーじゃん。
これ何？でもどっか行ってきたの？
はぁ？勘違いしてないの？これ歩み合わない。クソゲーマジで。
器持ってない。オレンジラウンドかな。欲しい。ねえ、武器だな。武器なんもないんだ。マジでクソ。やば。ねえ、これマロニー君さ、使ってこう。
いいよ。
じゃあ俺呼び行ったから。
こんな悲しいこと言うなよ。
みんなそうじゃ抜けんの？入らないんだよ。入れない。あららららら。あ、そうじゃスカートやんないの？やりたいけどね、なんかね、絶対負けそう俺は。スクワットだよ。
別にいらないと負けだって。
どうしよう。これってどっからするの？いいな、ダメなものって。出るじゃん、マロニー。マロニーアイコニックにして。
アイコニックやんだよ、使えなくなる。
じゃあシナリオを踊って。やば。アイコニックどうやってゲットした？アイコニック使ったことある？あっ！やば。やばい、ガチ勢がいる。
トマトしてた。どうしたの？
あのさ、なんかさ、金曜日でさ、こうやって飛ぶやつあるじゃん、なんかに乗って。
そうなの？
あのね。待って。あ、やばい、ダイヤモンドの髪の毛が見えた。
なんだ。思ってる？
男はもう寝起きっすよ。
意味がわかんない。
男は黙ってね、バスの上で。
何歌ってんだよ。
Fuck you。
配信が。
だろう、ドローンの上に乗れなかった。今どうしてる？
生配信中だよ。
そうだよ。ごめんなさい。フレンド申請はこれ YouTube の俺上がんの？
もう今上がってるじゃん。猛烈に。
コメント欄にある。
まだ。
やった。ガス動画、YouTube の方にガスで。
出てる今。見てごらん。
だって YouTube 見とくわ。俺も見るわ。マルおにぎりってさ、マルおにぎりってさ、なんか入れるとさ、
なんて言った？
ちょっとね、マルおにぎりっての動画見るのね、たまに。ワッツ。それでさ、マルおにぎりって入れるのが俺今見よったんだよ。マルおにぎり。
うわー、なんかこれ邪魔だなと思う。うわー、こっち来たわ敵、マジか。ナイス。倒せ倒せ、かけるしてかける。そう囲ってほしいな、できれば。
SSS 優先。確かにミーポとミーパージルロッあれ YouTube で検索しようかな。
なあ、来た敵誰に。
聞いてます。
いや、開けんな、まだ。待ってじゃないの。いやー、無理、ごめん。
マジか。だってさ、何分の動画作るの？
何分の動画だから今生放送、わかる？生放送。
あ、わかる。
生放送してる今。
全然違うのできた。
マロニギリって検索すればいいんだよ。
そうだ、見て早く。あれできない。あれ。YouTuber とやってるんだ。やったね。だってね、アツシがね、誘ってくれたんだよ。僕だよ。ミニヒートの戦争。これが僕の本名です。
本名言うなよ。
井村アツシと言います。丸おにぎり。丸おにぎりって絶対あるじゃん。ご飯の方絶対出てくるじゃん。俺さ、丸おにぎりって言ったらおにぎりだけ出てくるんだよ。どうして？あと俺が調べてあげる。で、あらら。はい。で、マロニーが出てこん。
お前が。
マロニー。
DPI400。
いや、400？
DPI が400ってことだ多分分かんないと思うけど。
DPI？
喉がやばい。
僕が仲良くされるよ。
なので。
誰のことなの？男は黙ってあれしてよ。ねえねえって言ってさ。
喉が痛い。やばい。
何これ？生配信とか俺映ってるやん、最悪やん。
がっつり映ってるし、君たちの声もしっかり入ってる。 喉がやばいマジで。
猫くんの動画に出たいんですよ。
猫くんの動画に出たいはちょっと無理があるぞ。まだ。
さすがに無理っしょ。無理しか言えない。隣のさ、俺の方先にいるな。ミニポあげる。ミニポとデカポあげる。じゃあ今から行きます。ちょっと待って。俺の声も聞いたことない。まだ初めての動画でしょ。これ入ってるの？
入ってる。全部入ってる。
やば。
やめろ。恥ずかしいんだよこっちも結構。
おもろ。動画撮るのとかさ、もう慣れてるんでしょ、マルおにぎりくんは。
も
よいしょ。僕初めての動画です。
僕も初めての動画です。
う。頭一緒だよ。
何が登録者何
110人。200人行きました。ありがとうございます。
100いったのやば。
今？
最近。
最近か。
今日も
今あったよいる？覚えてる。やった覚えたの。さすがにおにぎりくんを取ってるよね。
残ってる。
さあ取ったぞ。
初めての動画です。
なんか建築なんか新しく
急におるの。
あ、よいしょ。
あんたらバックルのすぐに出るから
これあげる。
初めてに
それめちゃめちゃ欲しいんだけどね。
いいよ、取って。取ってほしいで
僕
す。
初めての動画です初めての
全部入ってる
できるよ。
僕もみんなもさくらんぼ好きまだこれよすぎる
回復しよう。回復ってこいつ回復するって。投げてみる。
待ってまだマジ無理やった
まあ、入れすぎ。
待って、ここが硬い。めっちゃいる。オッケーはな。爆発入れます。バイバイ。やばいですよ。やべ、全然やばいです。
何やってんのマジで。
やばいです。
あ、落ちました
死にた。
言っても
間に合うかな。
えぐい。
ノ
何してんすか。何これ。
ーだね
コメント来たの？面白いね。
困るな。今の時死んでくんないのがあれできついな。
僕ら らは平和になれば何でもいいのさ。むちゃでけえおならがね、丸おにぎりくんの視点で見てるとむちゃでけえおならが出てきたんだ。俺のレフトの第三形態で行こう。じゃあ俺バトルパス
ペガサスに行く。ペガサス。
この妹って何？
シーズン8のロード画面来た。
これわかんないな。バカかよこいつら。後ろから恐竜来てんのに。
この音のさ、なってんの入ってんの。
あれ？
マロニー
うん
この音も入ってるでしょ、ちゃんと。
全部入ってるよ。
やばくね、編集のさ、使うやつはえぐいわ。
どこ行くの？
すげえさ、カチカチ。
こっち来る、下行こうよ。
すごいな。夢だよ。俺の夢だよ。お前のコスルートレイクね。オッケー。
僕は黙ってルートリックしよ
ネオティはどうした？ネオティは。
う。ネオティは
サラはなんだ？
男は黙ってルートで。
サラダ。サラダバー。
マルニギー君ってスイーツやる。マロニギー君ってさ、嫌いな食べ物ある？
あと唐辛子。
誰ともそうだねと思ったけど。
辛いもの嫌いな人はそれ。ピーマンは？
ピ
ピーマン俺は苦いのが美味しいと思う。
ピーマンってまずすぎるだろ。
苦いのが美味しいと思う。
いや、中二病でし
あらら、宝箱取れなかったらいいや。あらら、ドラムが取ろうとしたら全然取れなかった。俺の友達がね、この前ふざけて最高ですって言ってたんだよ。
最高？何？
最強の武器を入れようって言ってたんだよ。
いや、武器じゃないから。
まあ多分ふざけて言ったんでしょ。結構使うな武器が。残り時間
シュートもじゃない。
あららららららストーム。
待って、それは俺のタクシーや。それは俺のタクシーや。腹取られた。
これか。これでいいのか。よし。
切ったって初めてのこれそうなんだよ。
マジでやって戦ってんのかごめんな。無理だよ。
これ使えねえな、それ。
ひでえことばっかり言うなお前。
風邪気味っすね。風邪気味っすね。鼻水がどんどん垂れてきましたね。
なんでないじゃん。
やだ、吸ってる。
美味しいよ、鼻水って。
鼻水美味しいよね。うっせえなこいつ。
マジかー。
うずら、俺のやめろ、カウントだ。なんでそれで先に倒さないんだ。ほんとさっき来たな。丸おにぎり頑張れ、丸おにぎり
俺も格殺入れてもらう。
頑張れ、丸
煽られたので通報します。
あ、戦わないの。
通報するねこの人。嫌がらせ、これで
もう一人いるからね。
煽り。あ、マジ俺通報してる。 あ
マロニジ君は新潟に住んでますか？
住んでませんね。
違うんかい。新潟県に住んでたのに。新潟いるか？
新潟県それこの前地震あったけど大丈夫
全然大丈夫。震度5弱だもん。
ですか？5弱って結構あるぞ。
結構ある。結構あるね。
うん。
あれマロニジ君で九州の方。九州の方。みんなさ、地震が起きてさ、起きたって言ってるけどさ、俺だけ爆睡してたみたい。
あ、フレンド以来いいですよ。
なんかさ、スキンスランとかめっちゃ取られるやん。リブートは簡単。
まあ、水させるか
いや、すごいね。早く全部見てください。すげえな。無理ね、
いや、まだドローン当てただけだよ。あ、これ。
後半じゃないのね。嫌いなのかな。
いや、嫌いじゃないよ。普通に強いと思うよ。だけど今使う気分じゃん。いや、3人とかでみんなでいるんだったら使ってもいいけど、ちょっとね、1人だと使いづらいからグレネードランチャーを。
春入ってくればいいのに。
春樹がいたら何やってる
息入ってくればよかったのにね。やってればよかったのに。
あとしね。
今日さ、俺バスケ好きだったりします
あ、いいよ、上手。
いいよ、気持ちいい。
あれなんだよ。見れるわ。見れるんだよ。できた。どうかな。
時間ない。なんでそうだな、もうね。頑張るか。あれさ、見とくな。あっち行ってって
あとはさ、特段玉あって
あ
6円玉あげるよ。
ロングに出したら26発あったから。
誰がさ、ロゴを使った？
卓書とか、全部使った。やっぱアンチやばいじゃん。待ってみんじゃなかった俺。
だって花火がつけてる。
うんこが吸ってる。
ちょっと。
あ、まるおにぎりかな。
じゃあ俺、布団が入っても大丈夫なようにスラークなんだこ
あれね、入って何？俺ね、設定でね、ほぼチート機能を使ってる。
ジャイロ。
う。ないやつ。は？待って、次のアンチクソじゃん。
先言っててアンチ。
サブエフェク
サウンドエフェクト。
正規。倒されたね。
サウンドエフェクトなのか。してるから、ほぼ
ト。そのサブは正規いるの？
前上やるから丸おにぎりっていうここやって。
頑張る。頑張る。
あ、そうだ、わかる。
蘇生しといて。ハイパーリーこっち。なんで動かないよ。なんで動く？どうしてんの？じゃあいいや。これは。
この距離で撮影できるんだ。
今いますね。
グライダー撮っていいか。
何この音？誰今声？もうだるいなほんまに。
あそこですね。バスケの場所。
誰ほんま誰？
もう起きない。あいつらむっちゃ夢いいやん。やべ、あと一発だ。何もできる。ドラムが建築うまいってマジで。サルトの
マジそんなため
あるやつ。あそこいるね、あそこのなんか。韓国のやばくね？やばい。飛んだ飛びたいね。
俺は続きはないと思う。
ちょっとまだ通用できる可能性23%。だって日本だってさ1対4ぐらいで出て。
現在ちょっと切れてしまう。
回復とかおお 85？
クラスになマジやばい今の敵よく当てたな。
最近の人さ、
初見です。こんにちは。チャンネル登録よろしく。送れない理由がわからない。名前送ってくんない。俺が逆に送ってあげるよ。
何を？
コメント欄に書いてほしい。
マジでさ、これなんか先週のマジでこれ。
うん。
なんか
皆さんチャンネル登録よろしく。
マジか。いや、そう、マジかって。初心者にしよう俺。初心者。
へえ。心臓にあれ当ててくると思わんかったわ。
やばくね、最近の人マジでやりやすいでしょ。
いや今の人たまたまなのかなあれ。たまたまだったらめちゃめちゃ悔しいんだけど、どうなんだろう。
たまたまかな、わかんない。スナイパーほとんど俺はね、たまたまだから。
マジでビクった。心臓に悪すぎるあれは。
あるあるじゃん。
びっくりした。NT だけなの？
ゲームやってる。
NT とやっとくわじゃあ。
あ、来た来た。
あ、ボンボン。
メイトのマイクラの英語の歌聞きたいな。
いいの？ るさいな、俺の。編集のリズムちゃうな。てめえの邪魔だな。
あんた俺今見てる。どう本物？
マロニギリ
あ
やば。俺の声映ってる？わらわら。
メッセージが撤回されたなんで
あっつーって言いました。
もうネタにしようこの人。
動画見てもわかんない。
今見てる動画
どこ行く？
マジか。
私行こう、パンタイス。
俺の声映ってんのマジで。あっつ
あ
ー。俺らの声映ってる？
あ
あ、オッケー、じゃあそういうとこ。
マジかよ。じゃあ聞かせて。ほんまやん。ほんまやん。
お前
ほんまやん。何あのでっけえビーチバレーボール。1、2人ぐらい来てね。
マロニギリ今さあれ一緒手を映ってるでしょ
あ、映してるよ。
勝てる気がする。
このまま動画続けるわ
こんにちは。生放送偶然入ったうんこです。ハロー？シールドありは聞いてねえよてめえ、ぶっ殺すぞ。
マジか。負けようと思ったわ。
時間
やったわー。年過ぎた。
シールドありはきっと。
なる
猫金だったら普通に勝ってるだろうな。動画出れてよかったです。もっつ
あ、マジだほら俺さ、二国じゃねえやマロニギリの天気がグロい
あと15分しかできないけどね。
ほど。いいんだよ。
15分のね、15分であと終わるから終わった時にさ、見るわ。いや、ねえねえ、レオ、クーに自慢す、クーにはさ、行っとこう一応。クーに行っとこうぜ、あっち。
あやべえ、最初から見れた
反響してる。これかな。
やばニコくんの動画にさ、入りたいっていうやつさ、俺言ったじゃんあの声ちゃんと映ってたわ
ちゃんと映ってる。
俺さ、あと15分しかできん。終わったらさ、猫くんじゃねえよ。ワルおにぎりくんのその動画見るわ。サムネなんだったの？あつし
僕初めての動画ですが映ってる
解消状態。あー、ごめん。
あつしサムネ何？わかんない俺。サムネ何？
送れんかった。今さっき
なんかアリーナのなんとかだった
これあったら送るわ。
ああ、そう。アリーナのやつか。アリーナが入ってるやつ。わかった。ありがとう。やったー。初めて動画に出たんだよ。
オッケー、今の生配信の動画だ
マルおにぎりってまた壁がいや、こいつ邪魔だ。俺が殺す。おめえ、はい、お前死んだ。
初めての動画です。
フレンド申請送ったからできたらフレンドになってほしい。
あ、なんて名前だっけね、どっちが
これどこの家行こうかな。
まあ待って、ああ、めちゃめちゃオリンが欲しくなっちゃった。
YouTuber やってて楽しいです、絶対。
いけたわ、オッケー。あ、来てる。
YouTube やってて楽しいでしょ、絶対。あなた。
ああ、楽しいよ。楽しくなるよね。
あ、ヘビオさんやったー。猫くんだねー。うわっ、オッケーはなー。ザコザコザコザコザコダン。5、2、3という。こいつ臭いのでよかった。あー、なるほどね。
あ、マモリギ君が。
危なかったー、マジで敵めっちゃいたわ。
あー、もうシナリオ、なんかシナリオの音楽が聞ける。
声反響してる、もうちょっと
そう
話して。
だねさ、そうだね、ザクザクザクダンってさ、ちゃんと入ってた。
めっちゃびっくりしたんだけど。まあいいや。サクサク入れといたじゃん。
声反響してる、もうちょっと話してスマートフォンかなんか。
なんかパーティーに知らない人いるよ。
あ、それ俺のフレンド。誰かスマートフォンもうちょっと話して。YouTube 見てる誰かさ。
俺はもうさ、嘘だからさ、してると。動画、
あ、あとしね、今点線と
マジで
しよう。
まだそこ好きになってる。
最高。でもリブートから取れるからほぼ同じところやな。あと35秒か。アクセスのでも取っといて。俺のは取らなくていいや。できたらでいいや。僕だけで
これ見ろって
やばいよ。最高じゃん。できたら淳の兄弟という名前ですね。
もう心臓に悪いな。
マジかよ。俺ちなみにブロガーさんだから。編集してからの武器の切り替えてさ、撃つっていうのめっちゃむずくない？
いや、コンバット強すぎるんだけど、マジで。タクションカス、マジで、本当に。
カスだん。
ほんまに貸せよ。なえそうだ、マジで。
ダメな言葉を言っちゃうんですわ。本音だよね、本音。
マジでなえる。こればかりは本当になえるんだよね。
本音だ、本音。本音が出た。
あ、どっちもいいよ。喋んなくても喋んなくても。いや、ほんまになえるんよな、これあると。
誰だろう、この人。この人誰？
俺のフレンド。
名前知らない気か。
知ってるよ。だって百獣の王火を買って帰ったらもうコメント欄に。
本名を言っちゃダメです。
本名じゃないから。みんな
本名。
今、マロリークの動画見てる。
待って、変な爆作つけてきた。いいっすよ。
メイトに、ねえねえ、アツシ、メイトには自慢しないようにしよ
なんで自慢していい人としちゃいけない人がいるの？
う。だってメイトっていう人暴力の先よ。
そうなの？それはちょっとやな。それはちょっ
それは、ねえ、それはね、言えないですけど。
今、
みんな
マロ
で本じゃない
リギーの V バックス教えてあげようか。
と。
マロリギーの V バックス今800 V バックスだよ。
ギフトしすぎてもうないから。
マロンビールって課金どれぐらいしてんの
？6万以上。
やば。メイト何万円だ。
メイト30万。
メイトに決めたらいいや。
あ、いいねそのフォーク。もうめっちゃ好きなのそれ。
どこ行くの？
あ、どこでもいいよ好きなところ。
でもさ、次は
お願いします。喋ってくれた。
よし。
おはよう。
よし。
小学生ぐらいかと思ったら結構大人っぽい声してる。
それな。
まあ、でも今年ですけどね、声変わりしたいチーム。
そうなんですか？
この人前でプロゲーマーだから。
いや、まだ一回も一緒にやってないじゃん。
マルさんがプロゲーマーじゃなくて、僕に言ってるんですか？
いや、もう本当にやだ、ほんまにやだこいつ。
マジで俺さ、武器ねえからって言って
おいつぶっ殺してやるかなお前本当に。
マジ武器ないんやけど、武器ない。
もうほんとに心臓に悪いこいつ上からいきなり撃ってきたんだけど。
うわっ！危なっ！
こいつ
まだマロリーかの子行くわ。
気をつけてな、まだいるかもしれない。もう
3、4、
ほんまに心臓に悪い
待って
敵。
待って待って、俺も行く。
もう心臓に悪いがひどい。
取っていく。
こいつ
無理や。
さあ、僕
マジかよ。
本当に勝てるかな。
これは心臓悪くなっちまうな。
いるな。
メイトの攻撃
マジか。
やるでミニガン
一緒に死ぬ。
あと5分しかできないよ。
あと5分。
無理や。
こんにちは。
リクロイはマジ不可能。
マジ、リクル不可能だわ。
言うたな。
この動画終わったら俺見るからね。見るからね。
動画がラグくて見にくかった。
切るぐらいはしてる。とりあえずサミットスレーから行こう。これだっけのサミットスライカーのバックブリング忘れちゃった。
戦争にトライを備えようだ。
ストアのやつです、これは。あと4分。
試合中に絶対切れるよ。
あと1分になったらやめるわ。
時間設定されてんのそれ。
フェアで見守りスイッチが入ってます、武器には。
やば。
しかもね、中断されます。
マジでめんどくせえその設定マジで。
マルミさ、これさ、5時ぐらいからやろう。
できるかわからんけどな。俺アリーナもやりたいしな正直。
じゃあ、あれやるよ。
考えとくわ。
あれさ、マルミのこのさ、ダウンチャレンジのさ、好きになってさ、フレンドになりましょうや。
フレンド申請来たらさ、俺さ、とりあえず、俺さ、フレンド申請来たら、
マロリーさ、今さ、フレンド申請にさ、ルートアンダー0723ってさ、してるでしょ。
あ、その人にちょっと待ってみるなよ。 ああ、ゆうとあんが17、2歳に出てどうしたのそれが。
俺の友達だよ。
あ、そうなの？
俺も。さ、彼が紫色のさ、彼女さ、フレンド申請入ってたからさ、なってあげてくれる。さっき動画のちょっと見てた。だからこの紫の人いるじゃん。
おい、
そりゃそうだよって言ってたの。
今度は言わないでよ。これ全国に回るんだよ。
そうだよ、だって俺だって本見てよ。
そうだった。あ、ごめん。後でだったんだ。敵だと思った一瞬。あこれラクダの自信のところだった。ぴょーん。
そうだよね、最初
バカバカバカバカ
思われた。
ボーラーを追いかける。
それボラ取るの負けるから。
わ
あ、無視だ無視だ無視だ。これじゃないわ。
めっちゃリザートの声に似てるんだけど、リザートじゃないんだよね。
そんなことないよ。誰がパッとでやんねん。
ああ、なんか
確かに、そう言われてみると、そう言われてみると。
ほら、めっちゃ似てるリザートに。
出る出る。
リザートだったら勝てる。
あ、やべ、あと1分だ。バイバイ。やめるね。
バイバイ。
最後までいろよ、まだ。
なんだ
途中切れするまでいようぜ。
じゃあシールドポーション飲んでもらおう。
シードポーションちょうだいよ、いい。
じゃあここ置いときますね。ここに置いときますね。じゃあ俺はシールドポーションの前で
やばいやばい、負けるかな俺。
リーガルウェーブ。ベイベイチェやっぱりハローフレンドリーだ。See you フレンド。バイバイ。あ、リッキーが YouTube 始めたし。いや、誰も来ないんかい。
あのリーグが下いる。
あ、知ってる。
どうハローフレンドしてるわ。バイバイ。時間になったから。
ナイス。
バイバイ。
まだいるの？
誰かさ。
周期周期周期。
あ、おうぞ。おる。マジで。
いや、当たんないか、それ。
あ、もう一人。
もうちょっと、やばい。
ごめん。
やばいな。
という時びっくりします。
エイム悪すぎんちゃうかな、俺。
1回で2回で疲れる派。あ、じゃあ1回で疲れる。あ、本当にさ、リザードじゃないよね。
違うやん、そんな。
来るかな、そうですし。
リザードってボイスだとそんな簡単にしないか。
そうやな。そうそう。
リズクってさ、パッと出なかったっけ？
パッとしないよ。一緒に直すの。
でも、いっちゃん最初は確かにパッとやったね。
まあ、そうそうそう。パッとで、シーズン2か3ぐらいから直接じゃね。一番最初から PC の人は普通に強いと思う。 眠い人が何も考えてない。ピュピュペーペーピュピュペーペーピュピュペーピュ。
どうも、ハロー、こんにちは。僕は世界に一人の木村敦です。
田中アウト。
さっき見た人は須田とだけにいるんです。あれ、本名言っちゃったよ。僕は2月に必ず知ってるけど。
もう生放送住所いいです。
僕さ、ポイントアウトするとさ、ギャラクシーのさ、プラスになるらしい。どこ行く？
もういいや。
ハッピー行こう、ハッピー行こう。ハッピージャムジャム最高。ハッピージャムジャム最高。次さ、俺保育園の時にさ、発表会やったんだよね。
そうなの？幼稚園の発表会はワンピースだったわ。
ワンピースで終わってるやん。
やば
トゥーナイノー
絶対変態いいじゃん。
からの方がいいかもね。
みんなそれな。
あんた本当にさ、リザートに全然しなかったわよ、あんた。
いや、
たまに声変わるんだよ。なんかさ、声変わるさ、なんか空気みたいなの知ってないんだよね。
ヘリウムガス。草なんだけど、それは。
ヘリウムガスさ、やってないよね。
やってない。そうやったらそんなずっと喋られへんやろ。数時間もあるから。
そうかな。
そう。
ヘリウムガス絶対吸ってるんだよ。
麻薬吸ってるやん言わんといて、なんか。怖いんやけど。
グリットみたいな変なさ、空気に入ってる。
結構おもろい。
あら、なんだろうね。あら、そうなんだろ
マジ武器がまだ。
マロニーどこ行ったな。
いる？
こっちにもいるな。これだな。
後ろにいるやん。
あ、ロニー！僕を格殺する。
俺がなんだ。
僕を助けてください。
これで先の前に貸すんだ。
2011年生まれの木村です。なんか嫌な話で俺追いつかれたんだけど、最悪。
どっからタイトル？
もさん、作ってる。
一緒や。
さあ、みんなどこもマジで。
気持ちってたら結構なってお前らさ8キルマンかよこいつ。あ、まあ、いけるねマジ。ナイスかける。
あ、これリザートじゃね？
上から来た。
おいしい！
当社のナイスうますぎ。
リザートだわ。
違うわ。
リズくんだわ。
違うわ。
CR に入ってんじゃない？
シャル入ってんのかな。
今ね。
シャル入ってんな。
俺の友達に偽物くらいに入ってる。
偽物くらいでどういうこと？
なんか、偽物の名前を作ってくるくらいに入ってる。
それだって CR だるまってこと？
シアタも俺のね、天気の方にあるよ。プロフィールの名前やで。これ さ、マロニー君ってガチ YouTuber だよね。
なんか聞くの。
どっか言う来たんだね。どっか言う来たんだ。
大学はアサルトとショットガンガールを
マジ、みんなやばいな。終わっとる。みんな。
ここに歌ったらある。
働くんですか。あ、死んだ方が良かったのかな。ショットガンの玉ちょうだい、誰かさん。
そう、俺3発しかないわ。
あれ、
俺30発あるよ、いる？2人に分けるよ。よし、タクシーの緑あるで。誰かいる？
俺青のたくさん持ってるんで。
大丈夫ですよ。
僕も大丈夫ですよ。ショットガンの玉も大丈夫ですよ。
ゴミやな、Gハンが。Gハントリーいります？誰か。
あ、いませ
今まで
んな。
何色っすか？
紫。
あ、欲しいっすね、できれば。
金のスカイあるんで大丈夫です。
いいじゃん、ナイス金色。どこでいいかって。
How'd you get a gem like this?
ああ、でも。
結局取らないんだよ。
え？
いや、あるのですよ。
あ、俺が持った。
あ、落ちた、急に。
マがよく海外旅行、日本に北極3いる。さあ、答えは何でしょう？答え、知らない。ゴミの静かになったね。
ん？
あ、食べ方。で、ティーのお寺にご飯5個あるから。みんな感じに行く。ティーのお寺5個も持ってて、
そうです。
いや、ピンが掴んでる。だからピンが掴んでる。あ、うちら3個は楽しいか。
あ、パパだね。
あ、待ってるわ。
一緒コンバート。
やめたけど回しちゃえば。
僕もやらない。コンバットとかされてる。まあ、めっちゃ寒いからよ。よっしゃ、俺ライブ会場作ろう。
何決めたよ。
疲れても大丈夫なのにさ、俺は持ってこう。いや、ボラ3個ある。
持ってっか、じゃあ3個。
あ、2個だったわ。
自分あっちの方だと大丈夫ですよ。
オッケー。
できませんね。 はい、1人で俺レッドですよ。大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫ですよ。
さすがにだとな。
いや、敵がいないですよ。
やつと探せを閉めてろ。なのにどうした？なんかあったの？
何を？
ボラピークしたんだけど。
夜なぁ、ちょっとめんどくせえもう。
あ、ボラピークはすいません。あ、誰かあれだな、スキルアーティスト。今週と今週今また買ってきて。
何やんの？どっか打ち合ってるのか。
一人1000円。あ、そうだ、お家あるね。
なんか作ってる。ありがたいね。
どこ？当然。分かった。ここ。打ってる。そうだね。後天的おにぎり。あそこか。せいね。
あ、これ振れるんじゃないですか？
じゃあ振りますね。
振っていいっすかあれ？
振っていいよ。
なんだ。
今とで聞いてた。
欲しい。
ちょっと待って、いきますわ。
いける。
あれ
ついた落ちた。
あ、ビールランプ
カモンこっち。撃って。
危ない、丘から落ちるってことだ。
待って。
一人ダウンしてるわ。
あ、25っす。もう一人登ってきてる。一人はここで隠れてますわ。
インファントリー強すぎるマジで。バカ当たるの。
もしかしたらここに隠れてるかも。
あ、スーモのボラ。
逃げれた。
どっかにスーモのボラいる。
誰かさ、エアタン持ってない？
待ってますよ。
俺はそんなことないな。
いる。
500とかあったけど、もう38発しかない。
33。
撃て。
マジで
一人が左側登ってきてます。
な。
27っす。
それ。安定しな。
みんなどこにしようかさ。
これもジャンプ持ってる。いや、ボラ使おう。
誰か浅田の音。
あー、ごめん。もうめちゃめちゃ使ってる。
27歳よ。
マジか。ここと誰っすね。
頑張り行こう。
あ、こうかな。
落とされた。それはさっきのスモーラー。あれご飯食ってきます。
いや、まず最後まで見といた方がいいんちゃう？あー、撃つな、誰。
受けた。30何分しかあったの？金って40何分でなかったですか？
あー、こいつも来て誰？もう下下がれよおめえ。下がれね
ー。おう。
うわーマジかよ。死ぬぞ悪いもんほんまに。当たんない当たんない当たんない、どうせ当たんないどうせ当たんないどうせ当たんないどうせ当たんないどうせ当たんないし。ジャンプだよ。
やばいやばい。なんかでかいね。
何これ。
いつもこうなりますね。お母さんみたいな感じでちょっとますね。
誰ほんまだほんまだ。
俺朝痛いファンかね。あと10っすよ。
まだ携帯ないじゃん。ああ健在。
うまいっす。
健在あればよかった。
どうす、2位だった
うわー2健在なかった。きっちー。マジで健在ない。もうむっちゃくそげがほんまにそれが。いやじゃあ俺一回今日終わるわ。
今いたとします。
お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。
納得いかねえ最後。私も終わります。お疲れ様でした。バイバイ。